This point of view might upset a few people, but it is my truth. Hello, 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 and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, happy to have you here. For those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you enjoy my videos. I put out videos roughly 2 to 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do head down, hit subscribe, and turn on notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrate yourself, and of course, celebrating others. So, hello friend. Hello. Say hi. So the topic that I would like to talk about today is knowingly purchasing inauthentic goods. Okay? And the reason that I've thought about this is because I've watched a few videos recently where individuals have touched on the topic of people buying inauthentic goods and saying, I'm not here to judge. And these are individuals who I know buy fully authentic themselves and really appreciate the brands and really appreciate the pieces that they purchase and take really great care to make sure that the pieces they own are legitimate. And I have huge appreciation for them for that. And they'll say, they'll touch on this topic, and I see this a lot. I've seen it a lot over the years of watching YouTube, being on YouTube, etc. and actually my day-to-day life. And people say, but I'm not judging. In this instance, I am. I do not like the purchase of inauthentic goods, the knowingly purchasing an inauthentic product. I do not like that. I do not appreciate that. I do not like the fact that there is an attempt to portray the user, the owner, to portray themselves or their piece as something it is not. There are so many fabulous items out on the market, be they from the high street, mid-range designer, luxury. There are so many fantastic pieces, fantastic brands, fantastic vendors, artisans making pieces. To me, there is no excuse to buy pieces that are portraying themselves as something they are not. There are certain pieces that are so obviously not, the real thing. I've seen a lot of those pieces over the years. That I walked past a stand just outside Selfridges, and I think it's bold to be selling product there like that, but they were very clearly not the real thing if you were to put the two things together. But I do think that they were trying to portray something. And yeah, I don't like it one bit. I don't like it one bit. I think that there are so many pieces that there is no excuse. I think that brands work incredibly hard to create their pieces, to create their brand name, to create their reputation, to train their staff, to create their formats, their in-store, their digital formats that create this brand perception that people want to buy into, people want to own these pieces, people want to have a piece of it, that it really takes away from it if there is someone who is then buying an inauthentic version of it that hasn't worked that hard, that's just taken a design. Now, it's worth me saying here, dupes I don't really have a problem with, because they're not trying to portray themselves to be something they're not. They're taking inspiration from a style and inspiration from a design, as I believe all designers do. I think all designers take cues from one another. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with when there is a logo that is placed upon a piece that did not come from that brand. That I have a problem with. So yeah, dupes I have zero issue with. Imitations that aren't branded, again, I don't have such an issue with. I just have this feeling of, why would you buy them? I feel for anybody who buys a piece that is inauthentic unknowingly, thinking they're buying the real thing, thinking that they are buying something legitimate. That I have a real empathy for, because there's very little you can do other than getting the piece authenticated, but or buying from, you know, reputable places. But unfortunately, particularly with the pre-loved market, places can get it wrong, and that does happen, and I understand that. There are only so many checks you can do, etc. So I feel for anybody who ends up with an inauthentic piece unknowingly, and as in a lot of instances, they've done every check that they can, they find out down the line there's very little they can do with the piece. So I feel for anyone in that situation, but to seek out pieces that are inauthentic, for me, is a real no-no. And it does, when I watch particularly content where people say, I'm not judging that, I am. I really am. And the reason being, like I said earlier, there are so many fabulous brands and so many fabulous pieces. It might be that you think that £8,000 for a Chanel classic flap is ridiculous. You would only want to spend 2.5. That's fine. There's lots of other brands that would be happy to take your budget. In this instance, it's just not Chanel. But that doesn't mean that the individual should go and seek out a non-authentic version of that piece to match their budget. Go on the pre-loved market and see if you can get one for that money. An authentic pre-loved version. But it really, really grates on me because there are lots of other brands that do incredible pieces. A lot of whom we don't even know because they don't necessarily have those big brand names. You could go to an artisan, a leather artisan, and say, I'd really love this style of bag. Can you create it for me? And then that's bespoke for you. That's unique to you. How fabulous. And of course, I'm saying you, talking to the individual, whomever they may be, who might be considering an inauthentic piece, a super fake, you know, a item that portrays itself to be something it's not. And yeah, I think look at other brands, look at other pieces, you know, or maybe that piece just isn't for you. You know, if you don't want to spend X amount, don't. There's no issue with that. No issue with that. And it doesn't mean you have to buy something else. Just don't buy it. It's not a problem. Or like I said, get go to another brand or go to an artisan and get something created that's bespoke for you. And how fabulous would that be? Something else that I just want to touch on, but not go into too much depth about, is the fact that we all know, and it has been well publicized, that the production of these inauthentic pieces funds some incredibly scary things in this world. I would personally want nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing to do with any of it. I just think that it is so disappointing if someone, knowing that, also then goes on to buy these pieces. I just think it's wrong. I do. I think it devalues the brands that are creating the pieces to begin with. I think it funds scary activity, which should never be existing in our world. I think there is this attempt to portray as something it is not. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of that. There are so many amazing brands, amazing pieces, amazing styles out there that I just don't think there's an excuse for buying inauthentic pieces. Buy authentic, buy pre-loved, buy outlet, you know, whatever that may be. However you can make your pieces work for your budget, super, do that. Just don't go down this route. That's my personal feeling on it. And when individuals say, oh, I'm not judging. Sorry, if someone says to me, and I have had this before, where someone has admitted to me that they know that their piece is inauthentic, their bag's inauthentic, I have said, and you feel good about that? Why would you tell me that? Like, I don't have any respect for it. I don't. Yeah, I really don't. I don't think there's an excuse for it. I don't like it. Yeah. It's never positively received by me. It's always, I'll be honest, I try to not be a judgmental person. I really, really do. There's very few things that I judge. This is one of them. So there we have it, everybody. Bit of an interesting video, you know, obviously tonally slightly different to some of the other videos that I do in tone, which are obviously a little bit lighter, but I just wanted to address this topic. I wanted to share the fact that it's something I so passionately disagree with, would never want to be associated with. And, you know, I appreciate that individuals saying, I'm not here to judge, they're trying to keep things light, they're trying to keep things breezy. That's all good. I am judging it, I'll be honest. Someone says to me, I bought something that's inauthentic, I don't like it. For me, put it in landfill. That's the only place it deserves to be. Thank you so much as always for watching, and look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care everyone, bye now.